Hello there, I'm Carolyn April with Channel Insider, a Ziff Davis Enterprise publication, and we're here today with Gavin Garbutt of Enable Technologies. He is the president and CEO. Wonderful to have you, Gavin.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. Nice to be here.
Yeah, Gavin is presiding over the partner conference that Enable is having here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona today. We're going to talk to him a little bit about some of the initiatives that they rolled out today and some of his takes on trends in the industry. So Gavin, Enable's had a pretty good year this year. Can you give me a little sense of how the market's doing right now in the wake of the recession and what you see going into 2010?
The markets are interesting. We're a global company. We've got over 2,000 partners in 30 countries around the world, and really every economy is very different. What we're seeing in the U.S. economy is that things are still really tough for the small and medium-sized business. They can't get credit, they can't get financing, and so they're not making capital purchases. Now this creates an opportunity for managed service providers who can go in and deliver a better service at a lower cost and really help customers address one of their biggest budget items, IT, and understand it, reduce the costs, improve productivity for their employees. So it's a real positive, actually, from one perspective, but it's an interesting shift in their business model, and it's not necessarily always the easiest thing to do. In the European markets and many of the other international markets, things are still really good, and we're seeing business going crazy, actually. In the international markets, it's more of a hockey stick, where North America is more of as steady as she goes.
What do you think accounts for that hockey stick in those markets?
People are looking for productivity gains. They're not, service providers are not necessarily looking at a managed service platform to generate necessarily more revenues from existing customers. They understand that they can triple an employee's productivity, and so they can build it into the current business model and now use those resources that they've saved for new project business, new revenue generating opportunities. So it's intuitive to their business models.
Well, you were here at your partner conference and you had some pretty big news today with respect to enabling your partners. Could you tell us a little bit about the announcements and how you think that's going to impact their businesses?
Absolutely, and this is really a result of what we've seen in the changing economies and what we need to do to help our partners address this issue. And so we spent the last 18 months creating programs and our new technology platform and Central 7.0 that's going to help remove the barriers, the traditional barriers of adoption for managed services in the SMB market. So we've essentially created a new layer in our platform where we're creating a free agent that partners can take out to their customers and go out and offer them light managed services for monitoring, management, remote control, full asset management. And the whole idea that we believe is if you own the data, if you have the data of the customer, then you can make intelligent recommendations to the customer, and the customer will understand that you're trying to align IT with their business requirements and help them reduce costs. The other point that we've released is our Endpoint Security Manager. And this is really an intuitive and critical value proposition for small and medium-sized businesses. They all understand they need endpoint security. And so what we've done for existing partners is we've actually, for every professional license that they own of our product, we're giving them 2 free licenses of endpoint security management for free. So to our partner base, we're literally giving over 5 million endpoint security licenses for them to go out, and we're helping them create a managed endpoint security program so they can use it as a wedge to win new customers and expand their managed service offerings in the SMB market.
Can you put a dollar amount or quantify in some way this level of investment?
Yes, it's been very significant. It's been part of our product development strategy over the last 18 months, as well as we've OEM'd this application. So this is not freeware. This is a commercial grade application that we're paying for. And the value of the licenses is actually around $75 million that we're giving to our existing partners.
Fantastic. One of the very hot areas right now is cloud computing, and a lot of folks in the channel have some apprehension, and you've no doubt spoken to some of them about that. What is, first of all, your position on cloud computing, how you define it, but also where do you think the channel is going to play a role?
That's obviously a really hot topic today. And yesterday we had our elite partner meeting, and we spent 2.5 hours on cloud computing alone. And I think it's a very interesting thing, and it's actually not nearly as complex as a lot of us are trying to make it out to be necessarily. These are services and these are infrastructures that are part of the stack of applications that a customer needs. And really what we're working with our partners is to help them understand what applications and services are most appropriate for their business, whether they're on-premise, whether they're SaaS, whether they're cloud, and so that our partners can make the right recommendations to the customers as to what will meet their business needs. And again, if you're monitoring and managing the customers and you have all this asset information, you understand what the customer is trying to do from a business perspective, you can then be that trusted advisor and make the right recommendations. So cloud computing is a critical part of helping a customer reduce costs, but in very specific areas today, because the technology is going to take another 5 years or 7 years to evolve to become across all applications.
I've spoken to you in the past, and you mentioned, I believe it was major providers or mega providers that will be the ones who will be the cloud providers, at least initially, because of the costs associated with actually doing clouds yourself as a solution provider. Do you think that'll be the model that sticks?
I do, and I think that's the vague and ambiguity that we see out there, is where a lot of small service providers who currently host applications for their customers think they're doing cloud computing. And the infrastructure required to do this properly is $1 million, $10 million, and if you want to scale, it's going to be that much more. So it's really understanding what are the services that you're going to deliver to your customers that's going to deliver them the best value, and making sure you're aligned with the right partners who are going to help you deliver that.
One last question. We talked a little bit about mid-market, and that's a difficult market, or at least it has been for a lot of managed service providers to crack, dealing with an IT department in many cases that may be a little bit reticent to take on an outsourcing arrangement. What are you doing at Enable to try to break into the mid-market, where there is a lot of opportunity but is yet not seeing a lot of fruition?
The mid-market is particularly interesting to us now, and really it's a response from the mid-market prospects who've been coming to us saying, look, one, we're worried about being outsourced. Two, our CFOs are telling us we need to reduce our costs, increase our productivities, and so what can we do? So we've created a channel program that was based on our elite partners' recommendations and our research, and we've created this mid-market program where we're now actually marketing to the mid-market through search engine optimization, AdWords, web marketing, and we're creating leads for our reseller program partners, and then doing all of the business back through the partners. And we're having fantastic success, actually. And we're seeing this between 100 and 2,000 seat organizations. We kind of say our sweet spot is 100 to 1,000, but we're getting pulled up market more and more, and we're actually working on a 10,000 seat opportunity with a partner right now.
What do partners need to know to sell into the mid-market? It's a very different animal, right?
Very different. We've got an executive sales team and an executive sales engineering team that support this initiative. And we treat it very much as an enterprise sale, which it is. And we take the customer through an enterprise sales model. So if one of our reseller partners come to us with a mid-enterprise customer, we'll actually guide the process, because we know what works and we've done it enough times, and the partner may not have the sophistication for that type of sale, but we do. And so we'll support the customer as much or as little as they need.
Terrific. So lastly, top 3 predictions for next year. You got some?
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a big shift where the reactive service providers are going to really lose a lot of business. We're already seeing it. I would say over the last 12 months, most probably 10% of the VARs have gone out of business. And I can say that because we do cold calling into the channel as a vendor, and we do most probably 1,500 dials a week, and we understand, and the number that we see where the numbers are out of service, I think that trend is going to continue. It's going to accelerate. You're going to see consolidation for the non-sophisticated VARs, and the managed service providers are going to continue to thrive.
Perfect. Well, Gavin, it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank
Have
you
a great
very much,
rest of your
Emily.
conference.
Thank you.